Okay, so forget everything you think you know about drones. Seriously. Because right now, in a warehouse in Bangalore, a startup is building an absolute flying behemoth that could pretty much make satellites obsolete. This is not just an upgrade, people. This is a full-on revolution. And this is the story of Arctis Aerospace. No, I'm being completely serious here. Just erase that little image you have in your head of a quadcopter buzzing around a park. What the folks at Arctis Aerospace are building is, well, it's in a completely different universe. We're talking about something on an entirely different scale. Let's just start with this one number: 200 kilograms. Yeah, you heard me right. This drone, the AX1, weighs more than two full grown adults. This is not a toy. This thing is an industrial beast. You know what? Let's just call it what it looks like. It's not a drone. For all intents and purposes, it's a flying motorcycle. A 200 kilo, unmanned, high-tech flying bike. Now are you starting to get the picture? Alright, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. This absolute unit is called the AX1, and it's being built by a Bangalore-based startup, Arctis Aerospace. And their whole mission is to deliver something they call Zero Infrastructure Earth Intelligence. Sounds complicated, I know, so let's break down what that actually means. Okay, so look at these numbers. They're what make this thing so wild. We already know it's heavy, right? But it can carry an extra 50 kilos of payload. It can fly at a staggering 20,000 feet, and we'll get to just how high that is in a minute. And get this, it can stay in the air for 10 hours straight. Look, any one of those specs would be impressive, but all of them together, that's a total game changer. And you know, with specs like that, Arctis isn't just trying to build a better drone. No way. They are taking direct aim at a massive $100 billion industry, satellite-based Earth observation. They're convinced they have a solution that's faster, cheaper, and way more flexible. So here's the deal. Satellites are amazing, don't get me wrong, but they have some big drawbacks. They're stuck in orbit, so if you want to see a specific spot on the ground, you might have to wait for days until it passes over again. Arctis drones, on the other hand, you can deploy them whenever you want to get continuous real-time data. It's basically the difference between getting yesterday's newspaper and watching a live stream of an event as it happens. And this is the real kicker, the cost. I mean, just look at this chart. Getting data from a satellite costs about $50 per square kilometer. Arctis is planning to offer that same data for just $5. That's a 90% price drop. That doesn't just lower the barrier to entry, it completely demolishes it. And the founder and CEO, Sriporna Rao, he is not messing around. He straight up says that their goal is to kill the entire satellite-based commercial observation market. I mean, that is one bold statement. But when you look at their tech and you hear the story of how they built this thing, you start to think, you know what, they might actually do it. The what they built is incredible, but the how they built it is just, it's mind-blowing. This isn't the story of some giant corporation with a blank check. This is pure, unfiltered Indian startup hustle. 150 days. That's it. 5 months. From absolutely nothing, from scratch, from an idea on a piece of paper, to a flying 200-kilogram prototype. Just let that sink in for a second. And here's the founder again in his own words. He said they just wrote the basic specs on a note, 50-kilogram payload, 20,000 feet, 10 hours, and they just stuck it on a wall and said, all right, this has to be flying in 6 months. And then they did it in 5. The intensity is just off the charts. So who's the team that pulled off this insane engineering feat? Was it 100 people? 200? Nope, it was 10. Just 10 engineers. They built this entire thing, set up the manufacturing for it, and got a smaller drone flying for customers all at the same time. Incredible. Okay, that hustle story is just super inspiring, right? But let's get back to the tech itself, and let's put some of these crazy numbers into a perspective that's maybe a little more fun. First up, that flight altitude, 20,000 feet. It's a huge number, but what does it really feel like? Well, it means this drone is flying way, way up there. We're talking higher than many mountain peaks. That gives it this incredible bird's eye view over massive areas of land. This is serious high-altitude stuff. Next up, that 50-kilogram payload. Now that's the total weight of all the fancy cameras, sensors, and other gear it can carry on a mission. But let's be real, a much more delicious way to think about it is this. It could carry 51 kilo boxes of biryani. Now, I have no idea why you'd ever want to do that, but the problem is it can haul a significant amount of high-tech equipment. And finally, the endurance. 10 hours of nonstop flight time, that is a massive, massive window for observation. To put it another way, that's enough juice to fly all the way from Delhi to Mumbai without stopping once for a recharge. And that kind of long-haul capability is exactly what you need for continuous, persistent monitoring. So when you put it all together, the sheer scale of it, the insane specs, the crazy cost disruption, and that hustle story, what you get is an unbelievably powerful new tool, a truly made-in-India eye in the sky with some world-changing potential. And the applications here are just huge. I mean, what if you could monitor oil and gas pipelines in real time to prevent leaks before they happen? Or give farmers daily, super detailed updates on the health of their crops? Insurance companies could assess risk with pinpoint accuracy. And for national security or responding to a disaster, having a persistent eye in the sky is absolutely invaluable. And that's what Arctis really means by zero infrastructure Earth intelligence. Is a totally self-contained system. You don't need a billion-dollar satellite launch or massive ground stations. You just need the drone and its team, and you can get incredibly detailed data anytime, anywhere you need it. So, I guess the final question is this. Are we literally watching the birth of a whole new layer of planetary infrastructure? A system that could give us a real-time pulse of our entire world? And it wasn't built by some superpower government or a massive corporation, but by 10 super dedicated engineers in a Bangalore warehouse? It really makes you think, doesn't it? About what's truly possible.